After a prolonged absence, SSX has finally been rebooted, giving the franchise a whole new lease on life. And this time, it's man versus mountain. Man. Mountain. Man. Mountain. Man. Mountain. Hi, this is Johnny for GameSpot UK, here in Kopalnik, Serbia, home of the big snow festival, to check out the newly rebooted SSX. And let me tell you, all this man versus mountain stuff, I intend to win. Alright, so I'm not exactly going to be jumping out of helicopters anytime soon, mostly because I'd never snowboarded in my entire life before heading out to Serbia to try and learn to do a bloody front flip. Still, the least I could do was try, and try I did. The first day went, have a look.
Hello, so I just finished my first ever day of snowboarding and it was quite challenging. I spent most of it on my bum and I have this bruise. Super high def bruise. Needless to say, it's made me respect people that do this for a living a hell of a lot more. I'm kind of glad that I'm not one of them and I get paid to be slightly sarcastic about video games a lot. Speaking of which, it's time to go check out SSX. It's a good segue there.
The SSX reboot has brought a number of changes to the franchise, but the most obvious of these is that the gameplay's been split into 3 component parts. The first 2 are fairly obvious. Race it, race down the mountain, get to the bottom before everyone else. Trick it, also fairly straightforward. Get to the bottom looking as balls out awesome as you can along the way. And the third, well, that's a bit less straightforward. Survive It takes place across the game's 9 different deadly descents, throwing in all sorts of devilish twists, turns and random events, all aimed at making the game more challenging. Oh, and breaking your spine if you're not careful enough. Infinitely more comfortable with the idea of breaking my virtual spine as opposed to my actual one, I merrily jumped onto the game, and a lot of fun I had with it too. I will admit I'm a long-time fan of the series, so playing the new SSX felt a lot like coming home. It still plays intuitively, yet allows for those moments where during a big air you can sit back and go, what am I doing? With some old favourite characters returning from SSX Tricky, there's a rewarding dose of nostalgia in there for long-time boarders, meaning SSX feels like a game opening up a brave new frontier without losing its original cool. So that's the basic gameplay down, but lest we forget, this is an EA title. What about all the fancy bells and whistles for people with one of those newfangled internet connections I keep hearing so much about? Well, they'll be getting their hands on RiderNet, a network built around challenging people on your friends list to outperform you in-game. Connect with your friends, race with them, or set them a challenge without them being online. You can also drop geotags in hard-to-reach places on each course and challenge your friends to collect them. If you've dabbled with Need for Speed's autolog feature, you'll have the basic idea. So, with a bit of time on the game under my belt, it was time to log a bit more on the slopes.
Alright, so just got back from playing SSX and it was fun. I played Tricky to death back in 2001 when that came out, and it felt very familiar, which was nice. It's good to see the franchise kind of returning to that kind of pedigree. Not really that keen to strap this thing to my feet and try any tricks, but luckily I know a man who is. Segue.
This is Scott Penman. He's a British pro boarder known for, well, pro boarding. Alright! Here he is doing a front flip. And here he is grinding something. And here he is doing a third thing that I just plain don't understand. Hard though it may be to believe, I was still struggling on the baby slopes at this point, so Scott was kind enough to stop flying through the air for a few minutes and give me a bit of coaching.
Looking over your shoulder so you know where you're going. Try and build up a little bit more momentum first. Well, that was a good first go.
Yeah?
Should we try again?
No?
And that was pretty much how the entire session went, so I begged Scott to let me take the board off my feet and just have a bit of a chin wag instead. Happily, he agreed.
So I'm Scott Penman.
Nice to meet you, Scott.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Great, great.
Now, a little bit curious, because obviously we're on a mountain. How exactly did you get into snowboarding? I understand video games had a small part in that.
Well, yeah, like playing Cool Borders series as a kid, and just that sort of showed me snowboarding, and then got to go out and try it one time, and I was just addicted from there. You know, got the bug, as the cliche line is, and here I am, still riding around.
Nice. And how did you end up here with an SSX Plus, the sticker plasters on your board and all that?
I got involved with SSX just before the start of the season, and was at the Freeze Festival with the guys, and just, yeah, it's been a great opportunity to come out and ride and just film some stuff, and yeah, it's cool to be involved. It's great.
Right. Now, obviously you've seen the game. What do you think of it, kind of as you know, as a boarder?
Yeah. Well, yeah, as a rider, I mean, it's wicked to play a game that you've got a passion for, and yeah, it's definitely my style. Like the music video, the gameplay, like just how wild you can go. Like yeah, I'm all about it.
Do you find your knowledge in boarding helps you out in the game at all, or?
Yeah, I guess for sort of the creativity, like when you're snowboarding on a mountain, you're going to look for an interesting spot, like something that no one else is doing, and you're going to try and be like, you know, the first person to do that line, or the person to get that high or whatever. So, and I think the game really incorporates that well, especially with like the G tags and stuff like that. You know, it's like, or to be the first person to get there, and it's a kind of like yeah, try and beat me, try and get up here, you know. So I think that's definitely a part of snowboarding, and definitely a bit where it correlates between the two.
So what did I learn during my time in Serbia? Well, snowboarding is hard, Scott Penman makes it look easy, this is a very unflattering angle to film myself from, and SSX is a bit of alright if I'm honest. The game is out on the 2nd of March, but if you can't wait until then, you can always just download the demo now on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network.